Hey y'all, and welcome to another Sunday Fun Day with Katie's Happy Stampers. I'm Katie Lay, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Liberty, Kentucky, and I'm here to bring you a new card for this fantastic, beautiful Sunday morning here in Kentucky. The weather is just really pretty outside, and I'm enjoying my crafting time. So, this is the new mini January to April 2024 catalog, and the stamp sets that I'm going to be using are featured in this catalog. That I'm using this Poetic Expressions set, and I'm using the paper, the stamp set, and the dies. And I'm also using this Quiet Reflections set for just one of the sentiments in it. I love Stampin' Up! Products because no matter what cards you're making, you can always mix and match and find just the exact right sentiment that you need for your cards. Today, I'm sad to say that I'm making sympathy cards. Sympathy cards aren't my favorite thing to make, but every now and then, no matter what, we need them. And this week, I happen to need 4, which is not normal. So it is what it is, so I needed some sympathy cards, so that's what I'm making today. So this is going to be our card that we are going to make today. And this is the matching envelope that I created. And you turn it over, and I decorated the flap and the front of the envelope. I never leave an envelope empty. So this is the card, and this is how it opens. I also used the Softly Sophisticated, I think it is, from the Celebration kit, which is Celebration, sadly, is over. It ended the February 29th. It's sad every time that gets over, but it's really fun every year when you start to get free stuff. I hope y'all got plenty of free stuff this year. I know I did. But this is the embossing folder that comes with that set. But you know, you can use any embossing folder that you have in your stash. So I'm going to set that aside, and we will get started. And I'm going to let you know what all you need. I'm going to set it all out here so that you could maybe take a screenshot of the measurements for everything. Make sure that's all in camera. And I'll leave that up there so you can get a screenshot. And you'll need a basic white envelope. So set that aside. And then you'll also need, this is just a scrap piece of basic white, thick, to do my stamping for my hummingbird and my label that I will put on this. So I'll leave that for just a second so you can get your screenshot of that. I'm gonna start taking and we'll set this all aside. Okay. Now first off, we're gonna take this piece, and we are gonna, I cut it at 4.5 by, or 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm going to score it at 2 1/4 and 5 1/2. Okay? So on your cutting board here, you're gonna slide this to 2 1/4 and measure it out there, 2 1/4. Make sure your cutting blade is out of the way. And that's one thing I like about our cutter, is it has the scoring blade and a cutting blade all in one tool. So you can just get that cutting blade out of the way, and we're gonna score at 2 1/4. And then again at 5 1/2. And find the measurement of 5 1/2 and score that. I like to score it a few times to make sure it's a good crisp line that I can follow. And then we're going to take this and we're going to fold Mountain Valley, or like a Z fold. So this is going to go this way. And I like to use my bone folder to crease my, and burnish those crease lines. And then fold this one back and burnish that. And then you can see we have our Z. Okay? So then we are going to take our embossed piece at 2 3/4 by 4, and we are going to glue that to this panel right here. And with this, you can see it's cut just a little bit bigger than that centerpiece there. And so you want to center that even on each side of the front piece. And I like to put my glue on this front panel, that way I'm not getting glue anywhere where it doesn't need to be. And just bring your glue around. You don't need a lot. This liquid glue is very sticky and it will hold it really well. So you can see where you're gluing. And then let's make sure we got it straight. It looks straight there, and it looks straight there. So just press that down, and I hope you can see that embossed image. Like I said, you can use any embossing folder. I just really like that one, and it was a new celebration item. So that's got that. Then we are gonna take our 1.5 by 4 inch piece, and we're gonna glue that here, okay? Now this one I do put it on the actual paper. And like I said, you don't need a lot. I just like to make sure I get plenty in the, or some in the corners. And then you take and you make it so that there's an even border on 3 sides, like so. And then I like to press it out with my bone folder to get any of the, so that there's no bubbles in the paper or in the glue. So that's got that, and that looks like that. Then we are gonna take this, and this is our inside piece, our white inside piece, and we're gonna do some stamping on that. So I wanna lay this out so I don't wanna glue it on there just yet, but I wanna stamp it out so that I can see where I want to do my stamp. And we're gonna use, for this one, it's sometimes there are no words. And I think, yeah, that one is in the thoughtful expressions. And we're gonna stamp that right up there in boho blue. And just tap it lightly. And I like to look to make sure it's covered. And then center it up in the white space and stamp it down and straight back up. Oh, that's pretty. Perfect, perfect. Set that aside. So now we can glue this to the inside of our card. I'm gonna close my ink. There's nothing worse than having open ink. You might make a mistake and get ink on your project. And I'm synonymous for that. I do it all the time. Or dip my finger in it or something so that I touch the ink. So there's my glue on my middle piece. And with that, you're gonna center it up as best you can. Like so. And with cardstock, you don't really have to do the bubbling out because it won't show through, because designer paper is a little thinner than cardstock. So sometimes the things from your glue might show a little bit. And I don't like that. So I do it very thin. And then we're gonna put it right at the edge of that white. And make it even. And then with this one, I will do the, get them bubbles out of there. So now there's that. So now we can set that part aside. That part's done. Now let's get our scrap piece of white. And we are going to, I'm going to do it this way. Hopefully it'll fit. Yeah. We're going to stamp our hummingbird. And I myself am crazy about hummingbirds. It's only the 3rd of March, I think it is. Yeah, the 3rd of March, and I'm already looking forward to filling my hummingbird feeders and watching them little hummers out there. I sit out there every evening and watch the hummers all day. So there we go. Stamp that hummingbird down. And bring it back up. Ah, so pretty, pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I love it. So now we're done with that. And we're done with our ink for now. So we can set that aside. Now, we're going to bring in our mini cut and emboss machine. Oh, I need to turn that around. I'm right-handed. Okay. And we are going to be using, these are the dies for this set. It comes with the hummingbird and all the dies to cut the flowers out and a little sprig for extras. And then I love a stamp set that has labels and nesting label dies. So we're going to be using the largest of the nesting labels, and we're going to be using the hummingbird. I can get a hold of it, okay? So now I'm going to set this and let you see how I do this. I'm going to just set this up here. It's not going to make a difference, but this hummingbird, we want to line it up as best we can. And then I showed this in previous videos. I use the Post-it tape. And I line this up and then put the Post-it tape down on it so it will hold that die in place. Okay, and we'll bring our cutting pads in. And we're going to put cutting pad number 1, plate number 3, and then our dies. So let's put that on there. We can cut them both at the same time. We don't have to put that down with a thing because it will, it doesn't matter if it's straight or not. But as you can see, my hands are kind of, well, I guess I'm not going to be able to do that all at once because it kind of hangs off the edge of the plate. You got to have it where it touches the plates. So let's get this going. Let's see. There we go. Now it should go. Yeah. There we go. Get it going through there. Okay. Bring that out. Set that aside. Now let's get our hummingbird off of there. Put that on there. And there's our little hummingbird. Oh dear, I missed that bad. Okay, we are going to redo that because I do not like it. I missed her whole beak. That's what happens when you fool with the cutting pads too much. So let's get our stamp back out here. And we're going to try that again. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't make some kind of a mistake. So let's stamp that down again. Okay, put that to the side. Now let's try this again. I'm going to get this over here so that it's on the plate while I'm doing it. That might help. So I get it right in the center of that plate and then center this up. Okay, now I'm going to put 2 pieces of tape this time. We're going to glue that puppy down big time. Okay, now let's bring our cutter back in. And put our top plate on. And now we're ready to run it through. Okay, now let's see how we did that time. I'm glad I brought out enough white for the scraps because I still need to cut out my label. Okay, much, much better. You can see that it's cut out perfect. So let's close this ink pad up before I put my arm in it. And we've got our hummingbird. Now we need to set up our die for our label. Boy, we're just going to have enough. So let's do our sandwich again. Move our hummingbird out of the way. Okay. There's that. And that. And I'm going to go ahead, since I'm running out of cardstock, I'm going to tape that down just so that it doesn't move. Okay, and then let's run that through. Better be safe than sorry when you're running out of cardstock. So there's our label. Okay, let's put our mini cut and emboss machine away. Okay, now on this, we are going to, our hummingbird is going to go here, and then we are going to stamp on this in boho blue. Right here, let's move this up. Okay, right here in this, sorry for your loss. That's perfect. Okay, now we'll bring our card back in. And with this is where we need to close this up, or we're gonna need to close that so I don't make a mess. And I'm gonna use dimensionals on the label. So put some dimensionals on all 4 corners. Okay, I like to use my take your pick tool to get the backs off of them. You just kind of poke it and pull up. Okay, so that's got that one. Then we're gonna set this like this. Center that up. Okay, then we're gonna take our little hummingbird, and I'm gonna put dimensionals on him as well. I can put some on the wings, some on the body here, and one on the tail. Okay, and then take them backs off. That kind of keeps the little backs wrangled up. I make a mess with those all the time. So then we're going to take our hummingbird and we're going to place it just like that. Okay? And there's our card. So now we just need to decorate our envelope. Okay? So with that, I used this little flower that comes in this stamp set. Need to find another blot. Let's see. There's one. Okay. And I did this in the boho blue. You know how hummingbirds like their flowers, so this comes with a nice flower, several flowers, but I just stamped that on the corner, and then I decorated the flap of my envelope. And I usually start in the center and get one whole flower in the center, and then I start to work my way around. And I just kind of turn my stamp so that it's not the same everywhere. And then we can come up here and come off the side like that, and maybe like that. Let's do one more down here, and then I see I made a mess. So there it is. And I did make a mess because I got it on my mat. But that's okay. I'll just do another envelope later. So, but you can take and clean off your glass mat with just a cloth, which I don't have mine with me because I didn't think I was going to be doing that. But that's what I say. You got to be careful that you don't make a mess. So I'm going to pull out my other envelope, and we'll set this one down like that. And so that way you can see the good envelope and how it's done. So that's that. Okay. Now I need to let you know that the paper that we were using is called Poetic Expressions, and it's from the suite of the Thoughtful Expressions. Okay, and it has several different colors in this paper, and it's got boho blue, Lost Lagoon, mossy meadow, bubble bath, moody mauve, and wild wheat. Okay, this one has got wild wheat and flowers, and on the back it's got this Lost Lagoon pattern. Okay, and this one has the moody mauve. I made another sympathy card with it yesterday. And on it, it has got the mossy meadow boho blue on the back of it. See, they come two-sided. And this one has got wild wheat, and it's got very little of the petal pink in there. And then it's got the Lost Lagoon. Okay, and this one's got the petal pink and the wild wheat. And this one's got mossy meadow on the back of it. And this is one we used today, and it's got the boho blue, and it's got the bubble bath on the back of it. And then this is another one we used today, and it's got boho blue, and on the back of it, it's got the moody mauve with some petal pink. Those are just beautiful papers. And one thing I've said is, if you have to make sympathy cards, it really helps to have beautiful stamp sets and gorgeous paper to make them with. It makes the day a little bit brighter. And I hope that these cards make your day a little bit brighter, and I hope that the people that I'm going to send them to, I hope it touches their hearts and know that I was praying for them as I was making their cards. And I want to thank you all for being with me today. If you'd like to order anything, you can go to my blog at Katie's Happy Stampers at blogspot.com, or you can shop with me on my store at katielay.stampinup.net. And if you'd like to request a catalog, or if you'd like to join my team, which would be awesome, you can contact me at katieshappystampers@gmail.com, and I will leave that there for if you want to get a screenshot of that. But I appreciate everybody being with me, and I'm going to be posting this over on YouTube later today. And if you'd go over to YouTube and like and subscribe my channel, I would really appreciate that. And I hope that you all have a very blessed Sunday. And as we send our cards out, just remember that we are making someone happy one card at a time. Thank you, and God bless. Bye-bye.